Hi, it's Fidget for Fitness. I am going to make an herb bread today with rosemary and basil. And again, I'm just winging it. I've never made this before, but I'm going to use the recipe for the cranberry walnut bread, just alter it a little bit because that came out great, that recipe. So basically I am going to just beat 4 eggs. And then I have a half a cup of flour, of almond flour in here, and a half a cup of coconut flour. To that I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder, baking soda, and a teaspoon of baking powder. And I don't think it needs any Splenda, but I'm going to add just one small package of Splenda, one of these individual sizes. And then I'm just going to whisk it, and let me just get another whisk, because I use that whisk. Oh, all my whisks are dirty. I'm going to go this route. Just going to mix it in together. And then I'm going to add some salt. And this is going to be like an olive oil bread, olive oil, basil, rosemary. So I'm going to add a decent amount of salt. This is sea salt, so I think that should be good. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, so then I am going to add buttermilk and heavy cream to these eggs. It's going to be a half a cup of each. Make sure you shake up the buttermilk. So half a cup of buttermilk, half a cup of heavy cream, for a total of a cup. And then I'm just going to put that into the eggs. I'm going to add some olive oil to the eggs. This is where I'm winging it. I love the flavor of olive oil and rosemary, so I think I'm going to go with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and hopefully it'll rise and do well. I'm going to add maybe 2.5 tablespoons of melted butter. And that's it. I'm just going to mix that together. Then I'm just going to pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. You want this pretty well blended before you mix them in. Then I'm going to whisk that in with 2 tablespoons of rosemary. This is just chopped rosemary off of one of these beautiful rosemary, I always want to call them sprigs, but I think they're more like stalks. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. And then I have about 4 big basil leaves. That's probably about 2 tablespoons as well. So I'm going to mix that all together. You want to get this batter really not lumpy, so you want to just give it a good whisk. I probably didn't use the best size bowl, I could have used a bigger bowl. That looks good. And then I have a buttered loaf pan. I'm just going to put it into the buttered loaf pan. I keep on thinking I might want to add more salt to this, but we'll see how it goes. Put this into the buttered loaf pan. It's going to cook at 350 for probably about 50 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to cook because I'm going to keep on checking it, so I'll let you know when it's done how long it'll cook for. Just want to spread it in, bang out any bubble. That's what it looks like before it goes in, and we'll see what it tastes like when it comes out. So this rosemary herb buttermilk bread has been cooling for 5 minutes in the pan, and now I'm going to take it out of the pan and cool it for probably about 30 minutes or so before I slice into it. So we'll see how it tastes then. So this is what it looks like. It's hot and steamy. Looks really pretty. It smells amazing. So hopefully it'll taste as good, and that will be the taste test after this cools off in about a half an hour. So the buttermilk herb bread's been cooling for about 25 minutes, and I'm going to slice it now and taste it and see how it came out. Cut off the first piece because I'm not a big fan of the end pieces. Looks pretty good inside. It's really soft. It's really spongy. It smells fantastic. This is what it looks like. So I am going to put some butter on it. It's still a little warm. And give it a taste test. But my butter is not as softened as it should be. So spread it on, take a bite. It's pretty good. It might be a little dry. I don't know, it's really spongy. I don't know if dry is the word. It smells like olive oil. I don't know, it's pretty good. It's, you can definitely taste the, as I choke, you can definitely taste the rosemary. It's light and moist. Let me take another bite and decide. It's pretty good. So I'm just zooming in to show you up close what it looks like. This is the rosemary and herb, which is basil, rosemary and basil buttermilk bread. It's really spongy, still soft, really moist. And when I took a taste test, it said it was dry, but I actually got a really dry end piece, which is over here. And the rest of it's been great. So really soft, really moist, really spongy, and light, and it smells great. And I put a little sea salt on top of it right before I baked it. And I love salt and olive oil, so I would probably add some more olive oil. I'm probably going to use this bread as like kind of a focaccia, maybe make some sandwiches out of it. Or I'm going to use it to dip in olive oil and balsamic. So I'm trying to come up with some ideas for it, but right now it just came out of the oven, and I'm enjoying it.